How many of you are using Unique? Great. You haven't used it before? Okay, good. So there's always newbies. We love newbies, okay? How many of you are using it with Classroom Suite? Anyone want to tell me why? Has anything changed?
Well, and this was funny because we were at a Metro group where a group of us get together, and one of the teachers said it makes our, or one of the AT specialists said it makes our good teachers great, and it makes our bad teachers functional. It's just amazing. I've got people who are using Classroom Suite again that had stopped using Classroom Suite because of the unique learning.
And why? What does that change? What's changed in the classrooms?
Kind of levels the playing field and gets all of the kids doing the same activity instead of, you know, these kids sitting over here in a beanbag while these kids are working on a reading assignment. Everybody's doing the same thing.
Everybody's doing this, and that's what we're at. You know, our background is special education. Our passion is working with these students. And seeing all this come together has just been magical. So you guys, if you want to chime in and talk about some of your experiences and stuff, that's what this is all about. This is a session to honor the people who are using it, to enlighten the newbies, and to let everybody know what this relationship and what this partnership is all about. And then we bring in Theo, who's got the creative genius to extend and work with these activities. So basically, I think I'm getting feedback from the microphone here, but basically, we've got Classroom Suite and the Unique Partnership, and it was established in 2010. Theo adapts about 50 activities every month, okay, with the curriculum. These activities, how much does it cost you to download the activities? Nothing, okay? You need Classroom Suite, but it doesn't cost anything, okay? That's huge. And Darlene, have you used these activities?
These are wonderful activities to use with students. It gets them engaged.
Okay, so let's go on. Tell me about Unique, Darlene.
Unique Learning System is a very comprehensive, standards-based curriculum for students with significant needs. And I was going to say, did I have that up? Unique curriculum is a standards-based, comprehensive curriculum for students with significant needs. And so, how many of you are teaching students with significant needs? Right?
Never walk off.
And you say, my kids, those are our kids, and we know who those kids are. And we came from working with those kids, and they're our kids. And the curriculum was designed that way to give them a way to be engaged into the curriculum with age-appropriate material and keep it rigorous for their level. And everything is differentiated on different levels, and then bringing in Classroom Suite as a whole other aspect of another avenue to engage them and make it richer for them.
Very good. Okay. So what does this mean to you? No, you're still on.
Oh, I'm still on.
Yep.
Unique Learning System comes with a monthly download for each grade band. We have an elementary, an intermediate, a middle school, a high school, and a transition level. And next year we're going to have a preschool level.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh, you heard it first.
Ooh, I did not know that. Score.
And when I say that it's standards-based, Kathy is working very hard on connecting it to the core standards. So watch when you sign into these on the website for the release on that information when that is completed. You'll see it there on the newsfeed, and it'll be connected to the Common Core standards. But when you download your lessons, you get differentiated levels each month for your different level learners. Your level 1 learner being the one with the most significant needs that you're trying to get to engage into the lesson, to look and respond and offer some level of engagement. And in your higher level, as you can see there's a sample of a worksheet with just text and no symbol support where they can read independently. So you're able to start and move them up along the continuum from the most restrictive, most level of prompting to the least level of prompting, always offering that level of independence as the ultimate goal and getting them ready for transition. There's a wealth of lessons within each unit. You get 30 lessons, plus you get the core curriculum, which we'll be showing some of the materials that have been created for that. And it's going to give you the things that you never had as a special ed teacher, trying to create everything for your students. There's not enough hours in the day. You have to love what you're doing and know what you're doing, but you also have to have the materials to do it. And so this is giving you those materials.
Cool.
Excellent.
Okay, and what's Classroom Suite?
Uh-huh.
Okay, Classroom Suite's an authoring tool. So these different templates, we sat down with Kathy and we said, you're working on comprehension, multiple choice, fill in the blanks, sequencing, all of those things. This is what we need, our students need Why technology? Why would we even bother with technology? Anyone give me an idea? Why?
It's engaging.
It's engaging. Okay, that's a key thing. Why else technology?
It's interactive.
It-
It can foster independence for our kids.
Foster independence. So when we start assigning activities, they can do it over and over again and build practice. Why else?
It takes data.
It takes data. Anybody interested in data? Any districts interested in data? Now, Unique takes data too, but all these activities, so we know time on task, number of repetitions, and it can be reassigned and reassigned to this student. So we're working together in conjunction to really, because as a parent of a special needs child and been in the field many years, I want to know what's going on and where does that data come out? When do we need that data? Daily. Daily. Daily, for that IEP, for that student study, for the, to drive instruction, okay? So that's really critical. And working with these templates, I did it with Dan Herlihy, and Dan says, how many pages do you want? And I said, yes. How many options did you want? I said, yes. How many questions? Yes, okay? So he was able to adapt it because sometimes there's 4 questions, sometimes there's 5. Sometimes there are 3 things to sequence, sometimes there's 2. Sometimes we need to build capacity. So when you see Dan, you ask him anything, he always says, yes. Okay?
And you do the same thing to me.
And I do the same thing to you. Theo, can you do this, this, and this? And she says yes. Yeah.
So speaking of yes, is auditory scanning built into the activities?
Anybody use this with auditory scanning?
Are they set up
Anybody?
to scan?
Yes. Does it auditorily scan? You betcha. I had someone come by the booth recently who was working with students who are blind. And she said, this is great. Yeah, we've worked very hard to have it scan, even in the multiple choice where it'll scan the prompts and then the letters. Yeah.
So therefore, we don't have just the engagement, we have the accessibility, right?
And there's overlays for everything. Dan, did you have a comment?
Because actually, it's logically and illogically, meaning you can just tell it to scan only one thing on that page. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, if you can control click. But yeah, that's what we like to hear. It's like, well, can you customize this to make it more specific? Yes. Okay, so that's the caveat with all of this stuff. And that's why we're so excited about it. Okay, let's go on. Okay, and every single activity has an overlay. And there's generic overlays. I mean, we have overlays for, you know, every activity you can pull down and use. There's also a step scan and automatic scan attached to every one. So, yeah, the answer is usually yes. Because what do our kids need? Yes. They need it all, okay? We want to differentiate. Okay? So this is what we've got. We've got Unique and Classroom Suite targeting the same students. We need a curriculum. Curriculum's important. I was in Atlanta last week, and they were saying that, they said this is the mandated curriculum for many of our districts. We must use, how many of you are in that situation? Okay, so that's great. And the challenge is if it's all paper and it's not accessible, and sometimes, you know, we need to repeat and reinforce and build, we need both, okay? We're not going to say one is better or one is worse. We just need all of it. Because every time we ask these teachers what you want, you say, yes. Do you want this or do you want this? Yes. You don't know the word no, okay? So, Unique aligns with your state standards. How many of you have been to the Unique website and seen this, okay? So, if you're doing presentations, if you're showing, if you're going back and sharing this information with your teachers, okay, if we go to the Unique website and we go to state standards over here, open that up. We happen to be on the internet right now. We hope. Okay.
Yeah.
So you choose any state that you want. Right now we're in Florida.
So let's get
Okay,
Florida.
we can go to Florida. This is so elegantly done and so important that we look at our students. And it was so funny when this project first started. Go ahead and open up one of those, 3, 4 or something.
3, 4.
You know, I went to Texas and they said, we have Unique, we have Classroom Suite. Can they work together? Yeah. And I go to Texas. I go to Florida. I go to Illinois. Can they work together? And the answer is yes, but now we've done it in a way that is accessible. So when we open up, we'll just look at the Florida standards. How many people here from Florida? Oh, what a coincidence. Okay, can you make that just a tad smaller? Oh, this is pretty good. So when it opens up, these standards, we get the benchmark code, the instructional targets, and the units. And Darlene, you can probably address and talk to this as well. Then we get this independent supported participant. What is that all about?
Look at your students, think of your students. Think of 3 different students. Initially, just think of one, and tell me if you think it would be an independent student at the independent level. supported, or participatory. And so you have materials for each student and the standards, and I've actually seen the teachers take these folders and put them together with the lessons in. There's 30 lessons a month, and they take that standard and they put that on that folder, and then they can work easily with their paraprofessional staff and helping them know how to deliver the instruction on how to work with our kids the best. And it's all connected to the standards. A lot of great ideas out there, but they're not always connected to the standards. So this gives us that connection. It gives us a differentiated level. With Classroom Suite, you have the accessibility.
Can I jump in? Those are your access points on the bottom.
Right.
So we hit those for you, so you don't even have to do that. We drill you right down to the access point level.
Which is great.
I know teachers that are still like, what are access points? I mean, it's that.
Well, and we can educate the students. We can work. We're
If they're saying that, then it's obvious that they're not hearing your instructions.
And it's very interesting because when I went to Texas, they said, we love Unique because they know our kids. They know the 3 levels. And I go, oh, that's really cool. And then I get to Florida. They know our kids. They know the 3 levels. And I get to Illinois. So you know what? Across the country, everybody looks at these kids and said, oh, they're at different levels. Well, yeah. And we have to honor that.
Not only are you getting the levels, but you're getting that data to support what level they're at. And you know when it's time to move them up, or if they're not living it, what's going on? Do I need to change something with my teaching? Do I need to bring something else in? So you're getting that feedback to say, do I need to change something, or do I need to challenge them a little more? Which is so important that we don't leave them stagnant at that level.
Yeah.
It also pulled the functional back in because all those people went to doing the standards based and stopped cooking and stopped doing any self-help skills. It was just pitiful, and it's nicely brought back.
And what's interesting is in Texas, I find that they're actually using some of these activities for alternative assessment. They're looking at this, they're looking at instruction, because they're meaningful. Wow. So it's kind of nice to see that filter up. Yeah.
Is participatory equal 1 and support equal 2? Are they lined up?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. They certainly are. Yeah, some states call it level 1, level 2, level 3. Some call it yeah. So, but Kathy and the team went really very specifically and looked at all of the state standards. And now, as they said, the Common Core standards are coming in too. So that'll appear on the website.
The woman doesn't sleep. She just literally.
Unfortunately, she's had some challenges this week, so she couldn't make it, and we miss her terribly. Okay?
You want to see something else from the website?
Yeah, let's go back to the website for a second.
Okay.
Okay, as long as we're on the website, where else would we go to find these activities? Okay, so if you're looking for the monthly lessons for Unique, where do you go? Dashboard. Okay, so we go to the dashboard. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and then you have all of the grade bands for elementary, intermediate, middle school, high school, depending on what you qualify for. And then what we have here is supported files. So this is where you're going to find the Classroom Suite files. You click here, it brings you down to the page, and these are where we find the Classroom Suite files to download. And what's the procedure once you see these files? What are you supposed to do? Download. Do you open them from here? No, you save and import. And why do you have to save and then import? So they're in the published folders, so you get all the overlays, you get all the sounds, you get it all connected. Okay? And then we did something really exciting. You know that Christmas unit that was kind of limited? You know, because we used Christmas, the files were the same. FIO is contracted to do 50 activities, so we did core. So if you click on the core over here, and Darlene, let us know what core is all about. What is core?
The core curriculum are those materials that you do every day in your classroom as a good teacher. You do your morning meeting, you do your attendance, you build in some life skills. And it's all those essential skills that we do with the students every day, whether it's elementary or whether it's like a high school level where we don't call it morning meeting, it'd be more respectful, we'd get them simulating more of a job experience meeting. And what we did with that is these are those materials you don't have to recreate everything. Everything's done for you. We're going to show you some of that.
Yeah, we'll show you that in a little bit, but the attendance is scheduled, a home report. And then have you using the core yet with the Classroom Suite?
It's super easy and my teachers loved it.
What did you think when you first clicked on that tab and saw everything that was there?
Well, it's just amazing, and it was so funny. I was working with some teachers after school, and they said, "Oh my God, they've done all that for me," because they were using it with their smartboards, and they were trying to create it in Classroom Suite. And when I showed them that, they were just like,
And the
"So much
idea is,
better than mine."
yeah, and the idea is that you create a folder for each student, and then you develop these materials that can go in there. And that folder goes back and forth with the students, and it creates that communication buzz that they can take back and forth with the parent or guardian or caretaker. And it has all these essential skills in there that you want them working on. And it gives that communication piece, and it builds all those skills that we want to continually build up to get them to where?
Being as independent as possible. Absolutely. And it's something, you know, once we hook the teachers, then they can start using it throughout the day. They get the idea, okay? We just want them to realize, because if you're sitting here and now you can't work until I come and put a piece of paper in front of you, and the minute I walk away, there's nothing you can do, then we have a challenge. But if I know that I can sit you up with a switch or an overlay or whatever and have that access, and you could even be sitting there with that iPad and be mirroring what's on the screen, but that's a whole nother session. Okay, let's go on. Let's go back to the PowerPoint.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. So here's our 3 levels of students. That level 1, level 2, level 3, participatory and supported, and what's the difference between those 3 in terms of what they're given? Okay, what's a participatory student need? Access. And what's their typical functioning level? Active participation. Just can they engage, right? Okay, they're sitting right next to that child who's a level 2. What does the level 2 need? Picture support. Okay, more engagement. And the level 3? Beginning reading. Okay, let's go on. When we go to the Classroom Suite activities, and not everybody realizes this, I'll open up January. There's a color coding system. Okay? Oops, come on.
Oh,
What is that?
your
That wasn't very
computer,
smart.
your
My computer went
yeah.
to sleep.
yeah.
Does it come back?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Okay. Anyone understand the color coding system? What is it? Yellow is 1 because it rhymes with sun. 2 is blue because it rhymes with
2.
and 3 is because but we had to have a system. And when Dan created these templates, he said, "What color do you want?" And I said, "Yes, we have a whole color system." So as we did the templates, you can easily change the colors. So as you start to work on other ones, you can color code whatever works for you. Okay, the answer is yes. But that's a nice way as you train your teachers and engage them. You know, there's a system here. So, and as we start to look at the activities, you'll see what that looks like. So let's go on. Okay, this is a typical book. And what level would this be?
1.
And what does a level 1 book look like? Single words. So if I come over here and open up the book, go to the next page, okay? Let's move.
Let's move.
Okay? And because we have technology, it's like, oh, we could do more than just a book. So it's got an overlay. But then Kathy said, how about a place where kids can record their voices? Okay? So that's nice to get some auditory. Have you tried that with your students? Yeah?
I didn't know that until you showed it. And I loved it.
In Atlanta last week, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Dan said yes.
Dan said, yes, we can do that. Okay, and the other thing is we wanted a page for teacher observation.
Yeah.
So all of these activities have a place for anecdotal observation. Can the child use the overlay to access it? Can the child, hear the button? Will he read it again and again? And so all of that anecdotal information goes into that data report. And when you track it, you'll see all of the data and everything come up as part of that report. Is that something you're looking to track? Yeah.
I think it would be great for the observations to have the option of making it a lock template where you're talking about specific goals and then you can just write in your data right there.
Do you hear that, Dan? She's looking at Dan. Dan. But you know, when you get these activities, okay, because it's done in Classroom Suite, you have the ability to do whatever you want with that. You absolutely do. And we've talked a lot about this. How much cueing, how much prompting, how much do you do? Because again, you're training your age, you're training your support team. So all of that is a possibility, okay? And that's why you leave it open, because it's like, yeah, you had something to say?
Can I just add, the symbols that you see there, those are symbol sticks, and those are available to you with every subscription for the Unique Learning System. And so it was really seamless for Suzanne and Theo to take these symbols in and make the classroom activity suites. So you have that consistency. What they're seeing in the lesson is what they're seeing in Classroom Suite. And it's a very popular, very well thought out symbol. I kind of think they're cute.
They're wonderful. They're absolutely wonderful. And the fact that my child can go from page to page and read is just magical. Just absolutely magical. Okay? So then we finish with the books, level 1, level 2, level 3. What's the A, and C on the bottom of those? Anybody know? What do they relate to? Do you see level AA if I go into list view? AC, what is that all about? Where do those labels come in? Reading, and what matrix or what's that?
The leveled readers.
The leveled readers, also from Learning A to Z, which is one of our sister companies. So again, is it reading just here? Is it reading whatever I can do to extend that experience and support those students? Again, okay? So we finish with reading, and then what? What do we want to do next?
Show another level book
Well,
to see the difference? Or
we
no?
get to comprehension, okay? So which one is this going to be? Who has a level 1 student? Come on down. Muncie, you got a level 1 student? Come on down. Come on down. Okay.
Come on, see. Come on, see.
Okay, we'll open up this template. Go ahead. Okay? These are used for teaching as well as for assessment. It's not about assessments. What is my child really learning? So if I'm over here,
What can you touch when you reach high?
okay, now if Muncie's a level 1 student, how's she going to access this? With a switch. Okay, so if she just hit a switch, okay, or what else might she do? Touch the screen, okay? Okay?
Yes, sky is the correct
So
answer.
that's going to log that she got it right.
Get ready. Here is the next question.
Hang on. Okay.
What can you touch when you reach low?
Now, Muncie maybe can touch, but chooses not to here. But perhaps she looks down at her toes, okay? So I can come over here and touch here, which is logged
Sorry,
as
let's try another question.
That's logged as no student response, which is what you want,
What can you do with
okay?
your feet?
But we can collect that data, and I can even come here in the anecdotal part and write. She looked at her feet, she didn't touch it. She didn't touch her switch, she didn't do whatever. So that's the kind of thing we want. We want to be able to assess and practice and build a skill, use it with the whole group, use it with the small group, use it with the class, and then assign it, because what I teach is not necessarily what they learn. Okay, we have to work on that practice and that reinforcement. So there's level 1. Muncie, you have any level 2 students? You want to stay up here another time? Okay. Muncie's the teacher of level 2 students. Okay, what's the question? Just hit right up here.
What can you touch when you reach high?
Okay, so within here, what are we working on with these students? Comprehension, what else? Pictures, what else? Sight words. So how do I know if she knows these words? What can she do? What would you want her to do? She wanted to touch them. So touch each one.
Sky. Toes. Nose.
Okay, so now she knows the words. It's not so much can she read them, but I want to reinforce. I want to give her, we teach students how to learn. We teach them how to look for cues. We have to build this into our work and our practice sessions. So Muncie knows that when she reaches high, she hits her
Toes. Try again.
Okay, wait. It goes away. Okay? We need to talk about it with Muncie. When you reach high, would you touch your toes? We need explanation. We need reinforcement. This is whole group. This is small group. This is before we even assign it to her. Okay? Then she comes up here and touches.
Nose. Try again.
So once she gets it wrong twice, what do we do? What do we want to do now? We want to reteach, okay? When you reach high, you touch the sky, right? Okay? Because if she just touches that, she hasn't learned anything. But if she comes up, if I touch the cue here,
What can you touch when you reach high?
and every time I do this,
What can you touch when you reach high?
it's supposed to,
What
There we
can
go.
you touch when you reach high?
whoops, randomly, and that's what we wanted, you know? The next time it comes up, and usually it just, I tell Dan, sometimes it comes up in the same place, and you know what he tells me? It's random.
Yeah.
No, Dan, I don't want it in the same place, but you want it random. But I don't want it in the same place, but you want it. How many times do we have that discussion? But no, but so I could have someone else come up, I could have someone help her. So again, on a piece of paper, we can't do that. In this environment with this level of kids, we need that support. And again, we've always got teacher observations, okay? So you see what's going on here. And it's like this changes. I wish I had this when I was teaching. You too, but you are teaching. But you're teaching other teachers. Okay, so you have it. Okay, and if you guide and support them, okay, thank you.
Correct. What can you touch when you reach low?
You're good. And how many questions on a page? Yes, okay. One at a time as opposed to, many, but that's okay. But how many questions in an activity? Yes. However many you want, okay? And how do we teach them? We reteach and we expose and we... So if this is level 1 and this, this is level 2, what would level 3 look like? Just the words, okay? So again, and the templates are set up, it's really easy to just modify and adapt, okay? Let's go on. This is what data collection looks like. And actually, Theo does all of this development stuff. And Theo is just, have you looked at her stuff? It's impeccable. It's so cool.
I'm starting her fan club.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is just show you what a data report, because before she even gives it to Unique or puts it out there.
Yeah, I try. I play student.
Yeah, so she's going to generate a report down here.
Okay.
And this is, we'll select them all and, show completed assignments and say, okay. So this is how Classroom Suite would generate a report and scroll down. And obviously she's got a lot of things here. Some of these are from a Penguin unit that we're actually going to be presenting on Saturday. She's got a great new stuff that Theo's done. And she's giving out free activities and all kinds of neat stuff. A little plug for Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. You'll absolutely love it. But it tracks how many scroll down, we'll get into some of the other. Time on task, percentage, keep going, we'll go all the way down. But this is, what can you do when you reach high? What can you do when you reach low? So all of this data is collected. All of it is tracked. And how many times can you assign this to a student? Yes. Okay. Because are they going to get it the first, second, or third time? Not necessarily. Okay? So, so this is great. So all of the activities, she's gone through and generated, see what a report looks like, see what that data looks like. She's done it all for us. Yay, Theo. Okay? And it's great to work with such a collaborative team who understands our students, who understands, what needs to be done. And then when someone comes up and says, could you, the answer is always
yes.
And if we can't, we'll figure out a way to do it. So here is one. This is, whoops, let's back up a second. Sequencing. And I love to show sequencing because so many times, anyone tried to do sequencing with Classroom Suite before? Let's see, is this a sequence one?
A recipe, yeah.
A recipe one, yeah.
Yes.
So the idea here is we need students to sequence. And we need them to understand what they're sequencing. So if this one says...
2 steps peanut butter and jelly snack. Put the steps in order.
Okay, I need a volunteer. Come on down. Okay, come on. Good. I think the more you touch, the more you engage, the more you... Okay, so Jill. Jill is, we've done the activity. We've done the activity with paper. We've done the activity with the student. Can we go back and remember? So Jill knows that the first thing you did was what?
Cut the sandwich in half. Eat.
And where does it go? Well, let's say she doesn't understand. Go ahead and put it in the first one. Okay? Whoops.
Spread peanut butter on one slice of bread.
Okay, so they're both up now. Go ahead. Put them in order.
Let me do it correctly.
Spread peanut butter on one slice of bread.
Just click and drag. Okay. Now, what should she be able to do now? She can check her work. Okay. Okay, so we need some work on that. Okay.
Now, once this was here, could I have moved it?
Go ahead and see it. You know, you think about what do we want to have happen? What do we want that experience to be like, okay? And then what would be next? Okay, and now what? Okay, good. Now, okay, Jill has her turn, but go ahead and hit check work. Okay, then we have next problem. So you click the next problem. Now we have 3. So now we could have someone else come up and do a similar kind of thing. Again, your students are differentiated. We're differentiating.
Thank you, Jill.
Okay.
Thanks.
Whoops.
No,
Why
it's
does it
your
do-
computer
to
hibernates
sleep?
or, yeah, goes to sleep, yeah.
Yeah. Let me just click it and go back.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There you
Okay. But you see what's going on. So there might be 3 things. What's that? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, good. And again, teacher observation. So we want to engage students, but sometimes they need 2, sometimes they need 3. Thank you. Good. We are just bopping along, and we stay till midnight, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. I know you guys just have a lunch hour, and we're trying to continue on. So, Darlene, tell us about core activities.
The core activities are going to build up those everyday skills that we want all our students to engage in. And, you know, as I think, I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. Jennifer. Sorry, I timed that perfectly when you had the mouthful of food, I'm sorry. You know, it brings back the functional, and this is what we all need for our students. We need that communication and the social strategies, and the ultimate goal of employability. That's our ultimate goal for them to be independent and employable. And so these are incorporated into our monthly lessons, and the core content tab is up there that you can download all these. So what we want them to be is we want them to be engaging and interactive and the children exposed to them on a regular basis. And so we have the static versions, but we also have some nice overlays that Suzanne's going to show you within Classroom Suite to make them more engaging and accessible for some students, depending on who your students are. Okay?
Okay, so let's see.
Mm-hmm.
So I've downloaded the regular activities, and I've downloaded some of the core activities. Okay, so we'll go look at the core. And I opened those up a little bit ago. Okay, there's the core. We have, and there's an example of what it looks like. Okay, so if I come over here and do the core attendance, okay, there's a PDF. Theo created a PDF, or this is actually, she just included from Unique, the PDF, okay, that you would download. The lesson plan, okay, so you have all the information that you need for that.
You have
And
your goals right there.
Mm-hmm.
What your plan is, answering the questions, looking at the speaker, waiting your turn to talk, all laid out for you. And then,
Sure I can.
and here's your differentiated levels right there for you. So you can adjust it for each child depending on his or her needs.
And then we can come down, and these are the sheets. And then we come into Classroom Suite. What's that? We come into Classroom Suite, and I've already done the first part of it. Typically when you open it, what you do is you put in the students' names. Once you put in the students' names, guess how many times you have to do that? Once. Okay, and it's done, and then you just print it, and not print it, publish
use
it. Okay. No. And then I'm going to open up one that I did so we can get a volunteer to help. Isn't that nice when it... It's been pretty good.
Yep. Okay.
Published core. Okay, so this is our lunch. This is what comes up. Okay, we need a volunteer. Come on down. Remember, we have a drawing at the end today. Okay, we're winding up here. Where's our volunteer? Oh, yay! Okay, Cheryl's coming on down. Cheryl's doing attendance. Okay, I set up before, and here we have the paper version as well. So we have it where the student can actually write in their name, or the student could just check that they're here or they're not here. Or Barbara needs picture support, so Barbara's going to put the picture on the chart with her name. And she can put that on right here. We have a file folder up so she can put on whether she's here or not here. Okay. And we have Brandy who can see text and use text, right, with the support. And then we have Cheryl. Whoop, okay. Okay, Cheryl, you're at what level? 3. She's a 3. Okay, today is, find the date, the day.
Thursday. Today is Thursday.
Okay, and again, she's going to touch it, she's going to hear it, she's going to see it, and so is everybody else. They all have their own skill, their own set.
What's the month? January. The
Okay.
month is January.
How many times do you do this a week? Every day. Right. Why
What's the
not
date?
do it where everyone can see it? 26. 26. It's my daughter's birthday.
26. The date is the 26th. What's the year?
What happens if I do it wrong?
Go ahead and do it wrong.
2014. The year is 2014.
And what do you do as a teacher? Are you sure? Okay. And maybe you have it up on the wall, and maybe you have, we're looking for a number, and we're looking for 2012. Can you find that? Okay.
2012.
We don't
The
want
year
to
is
just,
2012.
have arrowless or so. We want to teach. We want to instruct. We want to guide. We want to support. Okay.
Who is in class today and who is not?
Okay. So who's here? Is Paige here? Okay.
Paige is here today.
Did you hear that? Is that cool? What about Drew? Drew is here.
No, okay.
Drew is here today.
Okay. Keep going. Keep going.
Ava is not here today. Taylor is not. Helen is here today. Wesley is. Roger is. John is here today.
Is John here? Do we see John?
No.
Can you
no.
change that, please?
What about Taylor?
John is not here today.
Do you see what's going on here? Yeah, they can kick and bang, but we really want them to.
Taylor is here today.
Okay, so Ava and John are not here.
How many students are in class today and how many are not?
So now we could have actually had the kids come up. So go ahead.
Now I have to remember.
John and Taylor. Well, you don't have to remember. You can go to the previous page, but go ahead.
Okay,
So, okay, but if you touch, just touch one. Just touch it. Just touch. Oh, it should read it. That's weird. I'm not sure why it isn't.
Taylor
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so keep going. Okay. And we have sticky mouse, we have all kinds of access things that could address this, okay?
Could Taylor or Paige given their cards forward?
good idea.
Right?
Let's go back to the previous page and check the data. Right where you are, right where you are, yeah?
who is in class today and who is not?
Okay, you got that?
How many students are in class today and how many are not?
So we really want to reinforce. So how many are in class today? How do you know? Touch it.
6.
Okay, so again, reinforce, practice, build. Okay, then we come over here and she puts the numbers up. Okay, right here. Here today. No, just touch. Oops. Just touch.
Wesley
Just touch up here. Or we could have touched over here the answer field.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll go to the other answer field. Okay, hide this. They know the routine, yeah. Go to the next page. What do you want to have happen now? Hmm? No, we're in attendance. What's going to happen next? Turn the report in. Okay, well, look. Click on the read all.
Today, Thursday.
Okay, because the
January
goal is this goes to the
26th,
office.
2012, page. Here today, Drew. Here today,
Good
Ava.
job,
Not
Cheryl.
Here today, Taylor. Here today, Kellen. Here today,
Yeah,
West.
stop it.
Here today, Roger. Here today, John. Not here today. Number of students in class today, 6. Number of students not in class today, 2.
But think about how that whole attendance thing can change. And what else do we have for core? Thank you so much. What else do we have for core? We've got the schedules, we've got the calendar. So again, all of these are here. You're welcome to download them. How much would it cost to download them? Okay. Schedule, we don't have time for all of this, but the schedule is great. I mean, Theo's just done an outstanding job of the kinds of things that you're looking for in terms of making this accessible. So we've got the schedule, we've got the weather is so cute.
What's the temperature?
And where's your temperature thing over here?
Oh, yeah, thermometer, yes.
Okay, so we don't exclude the paper. We never want to say exclude the paper. What is all this about? It's all about differentiating instruction. It's all about engaging at different levels. How do your students learn? Multimodality, okay? How are we presenting all of this? Multimodality, that's what's critical about this.
And both systems allow you to collect that data, so you can really look at where a student is performing,
Cool.
but also
The temperature is
indicators of what's helping them perform and be more successful. You know, look at the difference. What when they're using the classroom suite, are they achieving a higher percentage of success? And if that's a yes, what that tells me that needs to be part of their daily instruction.
And on the Dynabox, all those overlays just can be used as access. They can all be saved to the Dynabox. So, then we come over here.
What is Joey going to wear today?
And this is way cool. You know, we're going to dress Joey. We're going to talk about it. We're going to discuss it. Okay? It's so cute. And it could all be read and extended. So you get the idea here, okay? You get the idea. And we could go back and say, yeah, you said it was
another
snowy.
weather report.
You
What's
said it
the
was
day?
snowy, but, you know, really we're in Florida. And,
Yeah.
okay? So you're getting the idea. So
How
let's,
many of you have these kind of materials and curriculum available to you, you know, before, right?
That's it.
Kind of makes me feel like our kids are finally getting what they deserve. That's what we're right? Finally, someone listening to our kids' needs.
yeah. And we're happy to be part of that process, to really look at it, to see what's going on each month. Yeah, question.
What's the difference between the core elementary, because I teach high school, 14 to 21, like just the difference in how
The different
it's
core
high school?
activities?
Right.
Theo could answer that.
Yeah, some are repeated because people who subscribe to Unique, they have access to only one band, so.
We have the high school curriculum, our language arts teacher just purchased.
Yes.
I haven't actually used it yet.
She's done so many cool things, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we're,
so,
yeah, whatever's going on in Unique.
Because we do a whole like morning meeting where we do, you know, the attendance and the weather.
Yeah, this is
we
the-
created our own template in classroom suite and we're using that.
Yeah, you can, you know, wait within the high school to download the core content and then look at that. But
this is the transition.
This
the,
is transition,
The late is
yeah.
not online yet.
Oh,
It's a new release. But
We
yes,
have the book.
you can show it though.
yeah. We're trying to do as much as we can to support what you guys need.
Again,
So-
it's about feedback. We receive feedback from users, from teachers, and so we.
Yeah, online is always good because we have smart boards now. It makes it just more interactive for the kids.
Oh, it's so cool.
You know, having paper stuff in front of them.
Yeah. So we thank you so much for spending your lunch with us. Roger has some giveaways now.